and training. This September, how did you find the summit? Do you think that the partners that were here were able to discuss and propose resolutions that you think will take forward skills development and human resource development in general in the country?
Thank you very much for having me. Well, of course, it's important to have summits. It's important to have an agenda that says what it is that we need to talk about. The important thing is, who do we have the summit for, and what would be the reason that we bring people together around the country to come and talk about human resource development. And so whatever we do, we must always remember who is the target market. Who is it that it is meant for? So talking is always good. It is the implementation that is absolutely important. And so I think that some of the areas that were addressed remain important areas. But the one area that I think that requires quite a bit of attention is, how do we make sure that we have a continuous implementation program, and a program that moves South Africa from being, unfortunately, number one in being the most unequal society. And so the Human Resource Development Council has to be preoccupied all the time about what are the measures that we use to gauge whether we are making success. So of course that's one of them. We can't remain the country with the highest unemployed, being the most unequal society and country in the world. So for me, good debate, but the implementation is the important thing, and making sure that we can walk away from the summit with pride, saying that we are giving hope to especially young people and those that still want to further their education.
Thank you very much. You're raising an important point about follow-up. Many people complain that we have conferences, we have got summits. After that, we don't implement, we don't follow up. Then, after a particular period of time, we meet again. But have you identified any strategies, proposed programs, suggestions that you think, if well implemented and monitored, would actually bring change and reduce unemployment and increase skills in the country?
So if you look at the various inputs that came to this summit, and then the various commissions obviously that looked at the in the summit, you will see the focus went to dealing with what everyone is talking about, the fourth industrial revolution. All of it just simply mean that, you know, there's a big change in what I would say in the labor market. It's not necessarily just a change of what are the latest cell phones that are abound. It's about accepting that if we have this big change, can we fix cell phones ourselves in the country? And are we making sure that those capabilities are happening? And then you look at the other issues of what are the pockets of excellences and so on, and you know, what are the kind of programs that others have been implemented. My own concern is there's a lot that are being done out there, but how do we bring synergy? We must feel comfortable that whatever program happens in Gauteng will benefit South Africa. That doesn't mean they must go and do it in all the provinces. But we think we can actually do much more if we stop duplication of the kind of programs that we are having, and make sure that we will say that Gauteng will stand out for the following, KZN will be known for the following. Just like South Africa is known for the meerkat, for the SKA and so on. And so I think we must get that understanding a little bit more as we discuss in these summits, that we walk away to say that, wow, this summit has said that for the next few months towards the next meeting that this is what South Africa would be known for, and that young people will get that confidence in the positive messages and the positive plans that we have put forward out of this. So I think there's a lot of good work that are being done, and I think one of the things that the HRDC Council must do a little bit much more is really just, they've done some road trips I see, but what they have to do is they've just got to have a series of communication strategies that says out there, these are the things that we are doing. I'm saying that because they have been able to rise to what the National Development Plan says. The HRDC is one council that has immediately responded to the NDP that says that this part of what we need to do in the country requires a dedicated program. And so if you look from the time that the NDP went through all the processes adopted in Parliament even, this is how far they have come. There's a structure there are programs in place, and quite remarkably, if you look at all the different departments and ministries, and more importantly, led by the Deputy President of the country, I think they have travelled quite a far road. Where they are failing is to sufficiently communicate to South Africa, these are the different things that we have put together from the local level right to the national level.
Thank you very much. As some kind of parting shot, on behalf of the Portfolio Committee, what would you ask social partners to contribute, or how to come to the party to reverse unemployment, especially amongst youth, and the skills deficiencies that we have as a country?
I think one of the things that we've heard today, and which we as a committee has continuously spoken about, is that whatever we do, we must make sure that we have a proper exit plan. So as we do internships in the colleges, community colleges, universities, everywhere else, it is good to say that these are the figures that we have, that we've got high amount of entrants and new entrants. But if we don't have that same amount in the exit part, my call would be we need more help on making sure that we are successful with our exit plan also. Business must come to the party. They are part of this country, they are part of South Africa. What are being done by government does not benefit one component in the country. It benefits everyone. But to make it happen, you need a partnership. And that partnership must be between government, business, labor, communities, everyone. And my concern is we don't see sufficient uptake by business in this. Because when we talk about 70% of students at the colleges, that students at the colleges need to have 70% of practice. Who do they rely on? They rely on existent companies that need to provide and give them that opportunity. And I think that opportunity must not be seen as a shortcut in the labor market. It must be seen for what it is and meant, and that is young people will walk out of this program with confidence that I know that I will be placed tomorrow. And lastly, I want to say, we would want to invite them to Parliament, and we think it's the right time now to come to Parliament and to say to Parliament, this is what we have done. Because in Parliament we deal with progress on the NDP all the time. And here we think is a very good case that can be showcased in Parliament, and also then to receive engagements from members of Parliament on what more can be done and what improvements can be brought about. So that would be my suggestions.
Thank you very much for your precious time and your helpful insights. Thank you.